if you could go back and speak to your younger self, what advice would you give her?
That's a good one. I think that as a child, I realized that there was something different about me. I had no idea what it was, so I always thought I was weird and or quirky, right? Like I was not, feminine like my sisters, and I was very like curious about things, and like I will climb trees and do things that I remember my mother saying, "Why can you be like your sisters?" And me saying, "I don't know, ask God. He's the one who made me like this, and you believe in God, so blame him, not me." And so, what I will say to my youngest self, my inner child, will be, it is okay. It's okay that you're different. It is okay that you're curious. Um, just go with the flow, learn as much as you can, um, and don't worry too much about what people think. Because at the end of the day, you know, if you know 100 people, they're gonna have a hundred opinion, and some of them might not be what you want to hear, right? So I would just say it is okay to be different. It's okay to be you.
Which is a really good point. But how, in this time with social media, and I've heard you talk about social media um, and navigating it as a young person, um, what advice would you give around that? Because I know that social media is difficult.
Well, one of the things when I work with teenagers, and when I work with teenagers, I work with the parents too, or at least one of the parents. I don't do the work myself because the parents need to understand what's going on. And one of the things that I say to my parents, or well, the parents that I work with, is that we need to understand that we live in an era where like the challenges the kids are facing today are very different from the challenges we were facing. Because yes, we can say where we were bullied, but now we have cyberbullying. We have kids that are, suicidal, went off the roof for girls in 2014 after social media because of the phenomena of comparing themselves, right? Because within the human nature, there's this thing where you have this need to belong. And so, because you have that need to belong, you try to fit in. And, you try so hard, and then you compare yourself to other. Well, it seems like this other person is doing so much better than me. And so, these are subconscious processes that are happening within the individual. And so, kids are having so much challenges because some of the parents will say, they have everything. They have things that I didn't have. They have a great school. They have things, material things. They have clothing. They have, a roof. They have all these things. They have phones. We didn't have any of those things. They have the technology. And I say precisely that. There is a lot of things that keep them sort of like hooked that we didn't have. And all these things are addictive. These things are addictive because the algorithm that was created for this thing to work is basically based on human it's preying on humans needs, right? And we all have these needs for connection, for significance, to feel important, to be seen. And that's what social media does. It's sort of like, it make you feel like this kid that are developing their personality. They don't, they're trying to figure it out who they are. And now they see these other kids doing all these things and feeling like I should be doing that too. So it's very challenging for them. And here's the deal. The deal is, you can prohibit your kids for like using it, but social media is not going away. It's here to stay. So we need to learn how to navigate through that, how to have conversation with our kids. Like my son basically decided to get out of social media. He did that like 3 months ago. I didn't even know he did that, and we had a conversation when he said I can't do that because it's very toxic for me. I didn't tell him that, but through conversation, right, creating that sense of awareness, like, how is social media affecting you? I would ask him, like, do you think social media is affecting you? And he will say yes. And I'd say, how it's affecting you? And then he'll share this thing. And then at the end, he decided to get out.
And how old is he?
He is now 16. When he got out, actually, he got out more than 3 months ago. He was only 15. And my daughter, she's 22, and she did the same. She got out of social media. So, but they know that they might want to come back, but they just need to have a different relationship with, right? Because it's all about relationship. What kind of relationship we have with social media, what kind of relationship we have with technology, with money, what kind of relationship we have with the environment. It's all about relationships.